episode of
MumNSon,
and we are back with another episode. For those who don't know, I'm Jay, I'm the son.
And I'm Alicia, I'm the mum.
So we're going to have another one of our episodes where we talk about life and different parts of it and everything, and just give our point of view on it from our existence, I guess.
And we're trying to just share what we talk about virtually on a daily basis and share that with others. See if we can, help anyone listening with some of the knowledge or little nuggets of wisdom, you may call it, that we love to share, and hope you like it.
So today's one is going to be looking at, is it too late to change?
Yeah.
My life.
Yes.
Or your life, that's pretty much it. And this is a topic or a theme that can appear in people's lives. Where do we start with it? I mean, aspects.
As I'm kind of the older generation, there's so many times where you have to make some choices and decisions in your life, and some people will say, well, you're too old to change what you want to do, or to come up with something different, or maybe veer away from the norm in what you're trying to do or trying to achieve. But what I would like to say is, hey, it's never too late, to make a decision to change your life, or to change whatever it is you feel is not working for you. Be it relationship, be it job, be it, anything you feel, doesn't matter what your age is. If there's anything you feel is not working for you, it is never too late to change, to take a new direction, to take action, to bring about further change, or take you on a new journey in your life. It's never too late. What do you feel about that?
I echo everything that you said there, because I think somehow, some way, we sometimes can believe in this false idea of you can't teach an old dog new tricks, type of thing.
Yeah.
And we put that on ourselves as humans as we grow up, saying, do you know what? I'm too old now to learn about internet marketing, or I'm too old now to sort of try and change my career, or to go back to studying, or there could even be some other reasons as well. I'm sure there's other parts of life. I'm just thinking of some of the top of my head at the moment. Sometimes it can either be sort of other things, like maybe you might have had a certain passion or something like that as when you were younger, and you had to put that on the side for whatever reason. Sometimes even, I know people that have like families in that, and they have to put a certain passion or a purpose up on the side, and
to bring up your family,
to raise their family and so on. And then sometimes they feel like, oh, should I just get back into it just as a hobby? But they're like, oh no, it's kind of too late, or it's too late for me to sort of change and try that again. My time has passed. That can also happen too. But I would say to the people that are going through something where they may have even done, because sometimes people have gone through something where you've done something in the past and you're thinking like, you know what, like, man, I wish I had changed at that time, or I've been living a life that I don't agree with now, but I'm so used to it. I'm so used to whatever's going on. Can I really change my life and change my circumstance and change everything else? Or, as we say, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, and that's it. And I think some people make that excuse and go, well, that's it, I can't do nothing about it, or this is how I've always been, or something like that.
I think there comes a time in everyone's life where you reflect on the past, the now, and the future, and when you get the opportunity to do that, because sometimes we have to do so many things, we don't even have time
we
to
don't
think
usually
about
have time for
things.
ourselves.
But when you have the time to reflect on that, and if you feel something isn't working for you, if you've been doing a job for years and it's no longer giving you any satisfaction or joy, it is never too late to turn the corner. And you know what? With everything, Jay, it starts with a decision.
That's the thing. It starts
with a decision.
It does. It starts
you
with that.
decide one day to do something different or change the way that you've been either living your life up until this time, or you know what, I always had a gift and an ability. I pushed it to one side because I had to do this, I had to do that, I had to get my job, I had to earn my money, etc. And then after a certain time, you reflect on it and say, you know what, I was really good at that, but I pushed it aside and I never, pursued it.
Yeah.
Or this was a childhood dream of mine, and I loved XYZ, but then I decided, you know what, I've got to do other things and get on with other things. So there's always this great thing about life where nothing is set in stone. It doesn't have to be written in stone for you to stick by it through thick and thin. You have back to saying, you've got the power to determine a different destiny for yourself, a different outcome for yourself. All it starts off with is the decision to do so, or the decision to change something. And the rest will be up to you.
Yeah, and what I want to add, everything you said was perfectly wisdom.
Thanks, Jay.
And what I'd add to that as well is, because I know from sort of having, even me kind of growing up and having worked with some youth and things like that, is you could sometimes have people that might have been bad in their past, or even if you're a student or something like that and you academically didn't do as well as you wanted to, or you think that you could now, you may say, is that all I am and now I will be? Or is it possible for me to change my kind of change myself to be better than what I've been doing, or who I've been?
Yes.
And that's also like another angle to it.
I mean, again, that starts with a decision.
Yeah, it starts with making that decision.
If you've been doing or being a particular type of person, it may be anything from just kind of, you've conducted yourself in a particular way in life, and after a while you've grown out
sometimes
of it.
Like even your circle, your friends, you could all,
you can outgrow them.
You can outgrow them as well.
That's another thing, because you can outgrow relationships. You can outgrow
relationships. You can outgrow even your previous thoughts, or whatever you previously set to yourself,
or the people you grew up with,
your people,
your friends,
your environment, your area.
Sometimes
people outgrow their country and want to go somewhere else and explore something.
Exactly.
And some people may be in a career and thinking, I want to travel the world and do something. Well, it's never too late to do any of those things. Obviously, everyone's circumstance will be different. Some people could be in a relationship while they want to do that. Some people could just be a single person. Some people may have a kid or something like that. So each circumstance will be different. But if you want to do anything in your life, there is really nothing that is physically or something like that is stopping you or blocking you.
You know what the greatest thing can hold you back to stop doing what you want to do, and that is yourself. Yeah. You can be the main person. Again, you may perceive it to be a form of sabotage or whatever, but you can be the main person in your life, holding yourself back and telling yourself, I can't do this, I can't change, I can't. You again have to come and turn those negative words into I can.
It's true.
And then you then have the belief system that I can. And that's all it takes in terms of the decision and turning I can't into I can.
Because everything it's already habit. Everything is habit. So when you change, or you're trying to change or do something different, and it lasts just a week, or you're thinking, nah, I can't even do that, so I'm not going to try it. That's because you're going against the habitual attitude, mindset, beliefs, words, everything that you built up over a certain amount of time.
Correct.
So to break that paradigm and to make that shift will sometimes take you having to make a change, but staying consistent to believing or coming from that place of what you're wanting to change and do, whatever it is that you want to do. Because in some respects, like, if you don't start doing that or start thinking about that, then you're just going to be stuck, or you're just going to be stuck with the same old thinking habits, mindset, attitude, and so on and so forth. It's going to take you to see a change outside of you. You have to change inside of you. You know what I mean? You're going to have to do that.
Yeah.
And you can change, because it's not like I'm born like this, I can't change, or
No
this
way.
is what I've learned.
Yeah.
You can, because anything we do constantly will start to become what we do regularly. So
because you keep reinforcing it by your daily habits
and so on, and choices and everything else. So when you change those, whatever you want to do is more attainable, because you've changed. So
the external
has to change
has
as well.
To start changing.
Exactly.
And we've mentioned that in previous shows, because you know, at the end of the day, this aspect of a simple decision, it sounds so simple.
Yeah.
But I can tell you this, that indecision can literally just put you in a state where you are unable to go forward or backward, because you can become undecided.
Yeah. And that's dangerous.
Very dangerous. You know, making decisions, whether they're right or wrong, and you take the outcome, whatever it's going to be. We could definitely all have made the wrong decisions. And when we reflect on our decision-making process, we can say, oh my gosh, what was I thinking? Why did I decide to do that? At the end of the day, whether it's a wrong decision or a right decision, you may not know it at the time, but what matters is what you do once you've made that decision. If it's the wrong decision, how you overcome that. If it's the right decision, great. How do you grow and further yourself?
Yeah.
So in all aspects of life, it is never too late to make a decision and turn something around or take yourself in a new direction. It is never too late.
And that's true.
Even if you believe it and you've sold yourself that, oh, it's too, I'm too old, oh, I'm too young to try and do, you know, these questions keep evolving and recurring.
And that's what I would say. If you think it's too late or it's impossible to change your circumstances or whatever else it is, that tells me more that you need to start changing what's going on inside and within.
Definitely, that's
no, it's
powerful,
true.
That is
what
powerful
it's
point.
actually saying.
That is a very powerful point.
That's what
because sometimes, you know, we listen to what the mind is telling us. You know, sometimes we listen to what our heart is telling us. Sometimes we listen to the mind. And one of the things we know about the mind is it doesn't like change.
Yeah.
It doesn't like change. So the minute you say, oh, I'm going to change things, I'm going to get myself a new job, or I'm going to do something different, or I'm going to make this decision, you'll start suddenly hearing this voice saying, ooh, don't do that.
Exactly.
You're going to regret it.
Because
You're going to, you know.
because it's full of all the stuff you've accumulated.
Yeah.
From, as I, even going back to some examples, you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Yeah.
But you know, people from our background can't go and do those things, or like you're too old to do this, or how can you do that when blah 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 and everything else, or you know, so many things we accumulate. So if you take advice from that same place, you're going to end up not doing nothing. You're going to end up telling yourself every reason why you can't, and evidence will be thrown in your way. But when you go beyond that a bit deeper, you start, you know, whether it's like, whether you want to follow your heart and stuff like that, you start acting from a feeling of this feels right. This feels like I should be doing it.
Yeah.
You know, and a more intuitive feeling. And
the positive that you start telling yourself becomes so powerful that it silences the
those
negatives,
doubts,
those fears, those worries. Those start to be silenced.
Yeah.
And by working, you know, on yourself, you start to silence those doubts and give yourself permission to go forward and, you know, be kind of say, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
You know, it's all a state of mind and a state of being, and it's easy. And I can tell you that, you know, almost everyone on the planet continues to do it, but we buy in to what our fears are telling us
all the time,
you know, and we all buy into it. It takes strength to change your mindset and to come out of what you perceive is limited thinking. You have to step outside of yourself in a way to look at it and see it for what it is, and then step back in and say, okay, I'm going to come from a more positive place, or, you know, and everyone does it in their own way. Some people will say, I'm going to say affirmations and change what thoughts are coming through. Some people say, oh, I'm going to meditate and change what I feel my state of being is. So everyone has their own process approach, to overcome it in their own way. Some people might just go and have a chat with someone they trust, or they might, you know, speak to someone who has been through a particular process that you can get guidance or some advice.
That's also true. And some people may follow a certain figure who may have achieved the things that
or have a mentor
that they want to achieve. They may have a mentor, or you may be someone who looks up to someone in a certain field or thing that you want to achieve the things that they've done, and you may kind of do your self learning on listening to interviews and hearing how they perceive life and the things that they've gone through, and daily routines that they do that makes them achieve the things that they do, and so on and so forth. You may read books and do more self learning, and in that respect start to learn about yourself more and taking on more positive approaches that will help you achieve more change. So wherever your process is or your approach is, you'll probably know best
what suits you and what fits into your lifestyle,
because everyone's
and what
different.
you're happy with. But at the end of the day, if you can, you know, change how you perceive the situation and turn it into the positive, and say and understand that, you know what, this is not the end. I'm not too old, I'm not too young, and believe it within your heart and soul. Believe it to the point where you again start to empower yourself to make new choices and new decisions.
That work towards the change you're seeking.
Exactly.
That's the main
and
thing.
To believe that, I can do this. I can make a change. You know, I can move home. I can you know, I can change my career. You know, I can get out of this relationship that is taking me nowhere. And let me just start looking for someone new that will make me happier.
That's true.
You know, there's all, you know, even some people may be studying a particular course and halfway through they may feel, I don't really like what I'm studying, or I don't enjoy this, you know, it's too late for me. No, every single situation that you find yourself in, there is a way out if you choose to take it, if you choose to
I totally agree. And, you know, the fact you're talking about that, it just made me think of something. Like, we also hear this belief of, oh, if you're already going through hell, you might as well keep going on, or something. Like, there's some kind of thing, like, if you're already going through something, you might as well carry on and soldier on it until you're out of it. I forgot the expression, but it's something to that effect. And what I've always felt about that is, you know, we kind of live in a world where it's not even that kind of black or white, like, oh, it's either you have to do that and that's what you have to do and go through pain, blah, blah, blah. You have the free will and the choice to really make a decision and go, actually, you know what, I'm going through this and I don't like it. I don't need to keep going through it. Just because I'm already in it. Definitely. I can make a decision. Some people may say, but you know,
you're going to upset people, or you're going to, you know, what are people going to think?
Or like you've been doing this for years, like now you're just going to blah 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 blah. But you have to do what it is that you really want to do, and if the change is worth making, then it's worth making the change.
Yeah, it's like you know those films where someone's going to marry someone and they're at the altar, and at the last minute they decide, I don't want to marry this person. Some people say, oh, you should go through it, you should, and then they realize that, oh no, I don't want to marry this person, I don't want to go through it, and it upsets everybody, the catering, the whatever. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. What matters is how happy you are in making this decision and changing things.
That's exactly
Forget about other people in terms of I'm doing it for them, or I shouldn't do it because I'm going to upset my family, or I shouldn't do it because I'm going to upset my friends, or there's a whole I can't do it because I'm going to upset someone I've been in a relationship with for the last 10 years and I'm miserable. I'm going to upset them. You have to kind of make decisions for yourself.
You have to make decisions for yourself.
And they're hard. But if you don't make them, you become miserable. If you don't make them, then you don't become the best you. Yeah, and you become a shadow of yourself.
And we definitely talked about that previously in one of our other episodes a bit, where we kind of said, like, life is about you fulfilling your full potential. And if making this change is the right thing and it sits right and everything is this and that, you can't take in the external factors and base your choices on what other people may say or think, or the external, how they may react, or whatever. You have to do it saying, I've just had enough of wherever I'm at or whatever's going on, this and that, and I need to make a change because what's going on right now is it's just like feeling stuck.
You do have to be brave. You do have to find courage from somewhere, especially if you're really stepping out of your comfort zone and other people are looking at you and thinking, have you lost your mind? Are you thinking of it's like that program where people go and live in a country on the other side of the world, and they've left their top job in Silicon Valley or something, and people, their friends and said, have you lost your mind? Why are you doing this? But ultimately, when you speak to these people later on, they all found a sense of being that they didn't have
before.
But it took courage. It took determination, courage, decisions, all of that to come out and decide what they're going to do, and to kind of lay bare what they feel is the right thing for them, regardless of what other people think or feel or have preconditioned views on. They've taken their own stand, and you have to take your own stand.
You have to take your own stand
to invite change, or to believe in yourself enough to say, I'm going to do this, with or without anyone's approval, or with or without anyone's support. If I need to do it, I will go ahead and do it. And that's the strength. That's a gift that you have in life, to allow you to make choices. What would life be if we didn't have choice? We were all stuck. It just wouldn't make sense. The power of choice and decision making lies with us.
And that's it.
And we are the instrument of change.
That's exactly
in our lives.
And it's beautifully put. And what I'd add to that is, our full potential is that we have the potential to do things that we could only imagine, or some people couldn't, and actually make it happen. So no situation is too dire or too far in or something like that you can't change the outcome for the rest of your life or something like that.
If you feel something isn't working for you, and you're miserable, don't keep going on because you feel you have to.
Well, because you feel like
if it's not working,
I've made my bed, I have to lay in it.
Yeah.
You know, that's another one as well. It's like, I'm thinking about these things we think on a mass level, where it's like, well, we've made our bed, so we have to lay in it, and that's it. But the good thing is, once you recognize is, fair enough, whether you choose to lay in it or not is really up to you. Because if you want, step out that bed and go into another one. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, these kind of things we also believe as well are false statements
that are in your head.
If you take too literally, you'll use them as justified, another justified reason why
you shouldn't.
I can't change, or as you said, this is already happening, so I have to go through it.
And carry on through thick and thin. When I'm miserable and
but that's exactly it.
It doesn't make sense.
You know what? Like,
but we tell ourselves that it does make.
That's it. So,
we will hold ourselves back.
Over
time, sometimes years of holding yourself back.
Yeah, of course.
You know, I know. You know, the older generation that stuck through thick and thin because that's what you did. You buckled down.
Yeah, that's it.
And you know, whereas the more of the younger generation kind of believe they have more options.
Sure.
You know, you might be in a particular relationship. The older generations would have stuck through it.
Yeah, exactly.
And said, you know what, I ain't gonna rock the boat here. You know, I'm married. Let me carry on. Let me go through. You know, I'm miserable, but we're married. I've got to stick through it. Others may, now. When people find themselves, they're willing to say, hey, at the end of the day, if things are not working, let's go our separate ways. Or,
exactly.
The younger generation are a bit more open about that.
But and I think, like, kind of as we wrap this up type of thing, it's like we're starting to recognize that, there's more possibilities than just one. And we're starting to recognize ourselves more, like, if something doesn't sit right, then we do have the freedom of choice to some extent to actually change this or do something about it.
And
whereas
that's
that's what I mean. So, and that's, once again, is kind of coming back to the power that you have rather than the powerlessness that you feel that you don't have.
Powerlessness that keeps you where you are.
Because
safe
you're saying,
and secure.
Well,
and fearful.
Based on how long I've been doing this and and all the circumstances that we've just mentioned, I can't change. Or it's too late, or it's too whatever. But when you think about it, actually, if you don't like the bed you're laying in, then go to a new bed or make a new one. You don't like the door you've opened and been walking in for ages, then close that door and open a brand new door. It's that thing, as we talked about in other episodes, of the choice is in your hands.
Some people say, like, when they're looking for work, they take a job that it wasn't really what they wanted, but they got the job, so they'll take it. And and then 5 years later, they may be thinking, I don't really like this. I took it at the time because it put food and money,
like it sort of met those needs,
but a couple of years on, you're thinking, I'm miserable. All these different circumstances, whether it's that or not, you do always have a situation where you can decide, a new thing, or take the courage. I don't know how to describe it, but have courage, have belief in yourself, and don't say, oh gosh, if I do this, I'm going to fail. Don't say it like that. See it as, wow, if I do this, I'm going to be happier. I'm going to be liberated. I'm going to be more joyful. And that is the price you must be willing to go for to enjoy a new journey or path, so to speak.
It's true. It's absolutely true. So, at the end of the day, change is possible. It's kind of one of those things that not only is it possible, but it can happen in an instant. Do you know what I mean?
Just with a decision.
Because, as I said previously, I would have mentioned, is any change that you want to see outside of yourself has to start with first
from
having change within inside of yourself first. So that's where you have to start, and then the rest can be done. But the truth is, there's no set law on you saying, hey, whoever your name is, you can't do this or you can't change because your expiry date has passed. You know, we are we aren't products like produce products on a shelf that have an expiry date, and after that that's it. Or like, you know, we're not an orange and we can't become an apple or something like that. We have the potential to
endless possibilities
to change our outcome, our circumstance, anything else we're going through now. We can change it. Sometimes it may be easier for others, but that doesn't matter. The fact you have the opportunity to means that it's down to you how you choose to use it.
Yeah, and just believe that you have that power within you to do so.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean,
that's what I would say.
Once you acknowledge that,
yeah,
you have to take action on it, regardless of whatever you think or someone else thinks. Whether you do or don't, once again, maybe you don't want to hear it, but it's up to you. It really is up to you and down to you. So you just got to sort of acknowledge that, accept it, embrace it, and to be honest, feel empowered by it, and just say, what's the first step that I can do towards
making the change?
If it's a brand new skill or a brand new career or a brand new, you know, what's the first steps that you can do towards having that change actually start to appear in your life more? You know, what's the first steps that you can do? Because once you start to think about that and see things like that, the more you focus on it, the more you're going to be invested in it. Yeah. You know, in that brand new change. Absolutely. And everything else inside of you. I mean, changing.
So in summing up today, I guess we've kind of dropped the key points that we want to share with you about being confident enough to make a change and to decide when, where, how.
Yeah.
And try not to hold yourself back, and try not to believe those nagging doubts that will inevitably be a part of the process. Because the minute you decide you want to change, your mind starts mouthing off, oh gosh, you can't do it, are you sure?
Yeah,
things are going to go wrong.
That's resistance.
Resistance.
That's resistance.
So all I would say is, if you can get through those little hurdles and keep going, it will be worth it in the end. That joy in the end, that feeling of, gosh, I should have done this earlier, or wow, why did I kind of limit myself for so long in what I was doing, and look at me now. I feel better.
Yeah,
I feel happy.
And it's kind of one of those things that is definitely true. When you have that resistance and it comes up like, oh, you know, you can't do that, or this is thing, or you're too old, or whatever else it could be. You know, the only thing you really need to tell yourself or counteract there is, let me try.
That's true.
Let me try.
And
because,
I can.
Yeah, I can. If it goes back to a tennis match of, if you can say that and it works, do it. For some people who go, oh, I say I can, but my mind keeps saying I can't, and it's this tennis match. Then just say, let me try.
Yeah.
Because by doing that, you're not counteracting and fighting a I can't or something like that.
Yeah, I love that.
You're just saying,
I love what you said.
Let me try. Kind of anything is possible. Let's see. It's more neutral. So if you have the sort of will and the mental strength to counteract that with I can, let me do it, then do that. If you're someone who can't, then just say, let me try.
That's a great one.
I'm gonna try.
That.
You know, because by at least trying, it sounds a bit softer and a bit easier, but it allows you to actually still go forward and try, because that's what this is about.
It's
forward. It's about trying. Yeah. And then once you try, sometimes for those who, you know, it's going to take more willpower, I'm talking to, you'll then start to go, I'm trying and I'm actually doing it. I can do it. Yeah. So some people need to see that first and then say that. But for some who may, you know, their personal development and that could be strong already, they'll actually, I can do it, so let me do it.
They'll do it. Yeah.
So,
some people will say, I can, but maybe options. I can't. Like, I can, maybe I'll. Yeah. So I love that. That is kind of in between.
So it's an in between to neutralise it a bit more.
I love that.
So that
because
it gives you that least.
You can be caught in the middle, going back and forth. My mind says this, this, that. But let me try. Yeah. Is like an in between. Yeah. Process that pushes you forward.
Yeah.
You know, let me try means I'm willing to give it a go
Yeah.
and move forward. That's powerful.
Yeah. So we hope you've enjoyed this episode.
Yeah, thanks for
taken
watching.
a lot from it.
It's been great. You know, we always enjoy this.
Yeah, we always enjoy doing it, and we learn some of the stuff we talk about, and that it's never scripted. We just come up with it, and we think about it, and just share our experiences and things like that. But we're always growing and learning, just as well as you are, and that's the whole point of this. Everything that we're doing here is to make you sort of grow, learn, and be the best that you can be as well. So if there's any other topics or anything you want
let
us
us
to talk
know.
about,
Let us
then
know.
let us know in the comments, something like that. And if you want to join the family and find out about the latest new episodes we have coming out, then subscribe and be a part of the family.
That's great.
That's always good.
Because it always helps the channel to to expand the family.
And listen, to be fair, if you feel this advice is sound advice for someone that you know and it can help them, then feel free to share it. Yeah. Exactly. And you enjoyed this, then give it a thumbs up. We appreciate it. And as for this one, I guess that's it. So this is Mum and Son, Mum and Son, Mother. This is Mum and Son, and we are done.
Thanks.
Until the next one, guys. Thanks for joining.